Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fixed Ops breakout session. Thanks for joining us. Today's session is going to be dedicated to fixed ops and where we'll be focusing on new features that are designed to streamline efficiency and really drive performance. So we're really excited to show you what's new and what's coming next. We're going to be looking at first how we're putting the customer at the center of the scheduling experience and how that's going to lead to stronger engagement and measurable improvements in scheduled appointments. We're also going to highlight a few modernized features that is really going to help reshape how your parts and service departments can operate. The enhancements are going to simplify the user's experience by really consolidating tasks into a single workflow. No more jumping back and forth between different windows. They'll be able to do everything in one workflow and really help reduce that friction, save time, and work more efficiently. And then finally, we're going to explore how AI-powered features are really transforming the fixed ops space, from technician productivity to scheduling appointments, how we're going to help dealerships operate more efficiently, along with improving your customer's experience. So let me go ahead and introduce today's presenters. My name's Kim Saylor. I'm the Senior Director of Product Marketing for Fixed Operations. I'll have presenting along with me Mars Mundy. He's the Director of Product Management. Dave Duncan, he's also Director of Product Management. And joining us at the end for Q&A, we have Jaya Demasia, the VP of Product Management. Now, if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to type them in, and we'll address as many of those as we can at the end of the presentation. So let's jump right into consumer first scheduling. We're really going to focus on 3 innovations that help simplify and personalize that service experience. So I'm going to talk about 2 of these enhancements right now. First is our Google search integration. What this is going to do is this is going to allow your customers, when they go out onto Google, and let's say I do a Chevy service near me and it pulls your dealership up, I'll be able to book an appointment right from a link. I don't have to go to your dealership website, find where to schedule that service on your website. I'll be able to do it right from there. Another feature that I'm going to talk about is our redesigned online scheduling workflow. And it really, what this does is it puts the availability front and center to your customers. So it shows them your open time slots before they ever have to put in any of their personal detail. And so what these updates are designed to do is really meet your customers where they are and how they want to engage, reduce that friction, make it easier for them to schedule. As a matter of fact, dealers that are using our new online scheduling workflow are seeing more than 10% increase in online appointment conversion rates. So let's take a look and see how each of these are going to work. So here I am, I'm out on Google, and I'm just going to type in Mercedes service in Austin. And what you'll see is it's immediately going to bring up this option to book online. So I don't have, again, go to the dealer's website. I don't have to go there, find where you have your service appointment scheduling. I can click on book online from here, and it will take me right to the online scheduler. Didn't have to go to the dealer's website, so I can immediately book that appointment. Now, before I show you the next feature, which is our new appointment workflow for the online scheduling, what we're looking at now, this example is the standard workflow. So the first thing it's asking, return customer or return guest, new guest. And this is how most online schedulers work. It requires the customer to put some information in about themselves before getting any information. So let me show you our new workflow. So now I'm asking the customer, what kind of service are you coming in for? And you as the dealer gets to decide how this is displayed. Do you have multiple things here to display? Do you just have one option? I'm going to go ahead and take routine maintenance. And what you're going to see is the very next thing it shows is the times, the dates and times available. So I can pick Thursday at 9. And then now it asks me, are you a returning guest? Are you a new guest? And so now I can go ahead and put in that information so it can find my vehicles and get that appointment scheduled. So a much faster workflow for that customer. And again, those dealers that are utilizing this today are seeing more than a 10% increase in their appointment conversion rate. So now that we've talked about the online scheduling and those two new features, I want to talk about what's really happening in the dealership today. And the reality is that 65% of your customers are still calling into the dealership to schedule their appointment. But 38% of those are going unanswered, whether it's due to, peak hours, after hours, staff shortages. Those missed calls can also equal missed revenue. So Ava, which is our AI virtual assistant, solves this by being available 24/7, no wait, speaks over 50 languages, really helps you capture those opportunities and turning those missed calls into booked appointments. And as you can see on the slide, 31% of service shoppers actually say they would prefer to schedule utilizing an AI virtual assistant rather than calling in, having to wait. So this is really about removing friction. It's not about replacing people. It allows your AI virtual assistant to handle those repetitive, time-sensitive tasks so that your team can really focus on what they do best, which is delivering great service. Now, let's talk about why Ava, our solution, is different than other solutions that are in the market today. First, it's smart. It's not a rigid decision tree, basic chatbot. It's a conversational AI. Again, it speaks 50 languages. It adapts to the customer's needs and actually gets that appointment booked. Second, it's seamless. It integrates directly into your service scheduler, so it utilizes your capacity settings. It pulls the information real time, so you're not overbooking appointments. It's only showing the customers the times that are available based on your capacity settings. And third, it's scalable. So the solution works across channels. I've been talking about actually calling into the dealership, but one of the new features that I'm going to show you today is the ability to do SMS and chat. It's always on, it's always consistent, and it's always aligned with your business rules. Now, one more thing that makes Ava different than other solutions in the market is that it's now part of the CDK Fixed Ops suite. And more importantly, it's aligned with your performance. So you're not locked into a flat monthly fee that doesn't reflect, the value that you're getting. Instead, your pay is actually based on actual engagement. It's a pay for performance. And so it's flexible. It scales with your business, but more importantly, it's capped. So you always have cost predictability. You get the upside of performance-based pricing without the risks of runaway costs. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo so I can show you how the chat experience works. So what you're looking at now is, an example of a dealership website, and you can see that button at the bottom to schedule service. And that could be anywhere on your dealership website that you want it to be. When you click on that, it takes you into that chat box. So in this case, you could schedule a new appointment or you could update an existing one, modify it, cancel it. I'm going to go ahead and schedule a new appointment. It's asking me for why I'm coming in. This is customized by you. Do you even want to give that option? But remember, it's conversational. I'm not even going to choose one of these three. I'm going to say my check engine light's on. Now it's asking me for my phone number because it's going to go out there and it's actually going to pull up all the vehicles that I've had serviced or purchased at your dealership. So in my case, I have 3 different cars. I'm going to go ahead and take that Mercedes and we'll schedule an appointment for that Mercedes. Now, what kind of transportation type do you offer? For example, if you don't have loaners, you don't even have that showing up. I'm going to choose drop off, and it's going to show me what the soonest date and time is available. Again, it's conversational. I don't have to go down a decision tree. In this case, I'm going to say, hey, I want to do something on Friday. I start with afternoon. I go back to morning. You'll see. And then it's going to give me the options that are available. So what do you have open on Friday morning? It comes back and says, I don't have anything Friday morning, but I can check nearby options. You want something sooner or later? I'm going to say later. And then it's going to give me the next available time. I'm going to go ahead and take 12:15. Or actually, I'll take 12. And so now that appointment's scheduled. So that appointment is now in your system. It utilized your capacities. From the consumer standpoint, I now have an email and or a text with that appointment confirmation that I could modify. I can always come back into this chat and modify my appointment from there as well. So what we're doing is really giving your customers ways to schedule their appointment, getting that information, allowing them where they are, whether it's on Google doing a search, whether it's on your online appointment, whether they want to chat or they're calling in, making it as easy as possible for your customers. So now that we've covered scheduling, let's shift into another critical area of fixed operations, which is the parts workflow. So I'm going to turn it over to Mars, and he's going to walk us through the new parts enhancements.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Kim. And thanks to everybody for joining us this afternoon. I'm Mars Mundy, the Director of Product for Parts here at CDK. I'd like to ground y'all in where we are in our parts modernization journey. First, I'd like to emphasize that this is not a one-to-one rebuild of Drive. These workflows are reimagined from the ground up. They're modernized, streamlined, and integrated with the fixed ops suite, while also considering the needs of Drive-only customers. They'll be available via Unify. We've been modernizing CDK's legacy parts workflows with a focus on eliminating unnecessary complexity, improving speed and usability, and laying the foundation for future innovations like AI-driven insights. The Parts module in Unify will launch these workflows. Under the Workflow tab, you'll see individual parts workflows like parts maintenance, SOR, the retail parts counter, and the service parts counter. What you're seeing here is the Modernized parts maintenance dashboard. We know this is a daily workflow for every dealership, the one that until now forced users to jump between tabs, memorize commands, and rekey inventory data. In our modern system, all of that friction is gone. Whether you're a parts counter person, manager, or director, the new experience is fast and unified. Our new parts maintenance dashboard is a single workspace that consolidates inventory lookup, back counter requests, special order status, and repair order visibility. We've effectively combined 4 separate Drive screens into one. Now we'll search for a part. The search works like users would expect. You can paste numbers from EPCs, use descriptions or parcel matches. It's fast and intuitive. From here, we'll go to the individual parts page. On the part page, the user will see a wealth of information. The part number, bin location, numerous pricing fields, and stocking levels, as well as if the part is included on an SOR. If you look to the right, you can see that we're showing the part history, which includes every cost change, SOR, super session, and every update that we're logging. It's an auditable, transparent trail that builds trust and operational control. Now, as we click down, you'll notice that we see the parts sale history. So this is going to show you 3 years of parts sales data that are visualized in a clean bar chart, helping staff make smarter stocking decisions in seconds. In Drive, we know this required switching to a new screen. The user can also initiate a parts super session here, as you can see to the right under the parts super session and the parts history. The system automatically checks inventory and updates all linked records once a super session is confirmed. Any open ROs or SORs tied to the old part will be updated to the new superseded part number. Audit tracking ensures every super session is logged for accountability. If there are any mistakes, these super sessions can be undone with a single click. Now from here, we can go directly into special order requests, SORs. These are the #1 cause of parts obsolescence in dealerships. From the new SOR page, to create it, I simply need to select the customer. From there, I can add the relevant parts to create the SOR. A couple of enhancements I'd like to call out here. Users can create SORs manually or automatically and filter by customer name, part number, employee, type, or status. They can also modify or cancel requests with a single click. This syncs seamlessly back to Drive as well as the OEM. Now, once I've finished with the part details, I can go ahead and select the quantity and add that to the SOR. Now, I'd like to pause here and call out that we're on the SOR dashboard. All of the SORs are listed here. A user can search in the top left-hand corner by customer, request number, or part number. And again, here we have a clean, responsive UI. SORs are a critical process that happen daily and directly impact sales, obsolescence, and customer satisfaction. We've rebuilt SOR from the ground up, not as a command-based tool, but as a centralized dashboard with modern creation, editing, and tracking tools. The user can easily navigate, see statuses, and all of the relevant information, as well as clicking simply into the individual SOR to modify or update it. The new service parts counter workflow streamlines how parts and service teams work together by giving parts associates real-time visibility into approved repair orders, automating inventory updates, and simplifying quoting and selling. This reduces errors, accelerates technician readiness, and ensures clean record keeping. The result is a faster, more accurate, and more collaborative dealership operation that improves efficiency and the customer experience. Instead of relying on phone calls or old function keys, parts associates can now see exactly which repair orders have been approved and dive directly in to quote parts directly against those jobs and sell them with a single click. For service advisors, this means greater confidence that only the right parts are sold. And for technicians, it means jobs moves to waiting to technician faster, so they can get to work without delays. Dealers benefit from cleaner records and a smoother customer experience at every stage. With the new workflows, you'll have a direct snap-on EPC integration, as you can see in the top right. If you want to sell all your parts, you can do it directly from here. You don't have to jump back into Drive. Everything you need is in one place. At a high level, we are listening to our customers and giving you what you've been asking for. Quoting and selling all from one place. From this screen, you can see the status line of a part on an RO, sell your parts in line, see and manage SORs, work entirely within a single streamlined workflow. Ultimately, you can sell all parts directly, no swivel chairing or re-entry. In short, the service parts counter workflow modernizes the bridge between service and parts. It gives parts associates direct visibility into approved ROs, lets them sell and manage quoted parts with full flexibility, and automates inventory and status updates, improving dealership efficiency end to end. We are connecting parts and service to keep ROs moving. Thank you for your time. Now I'd like to hand it over to my esteemed colleague, Dave Duncan.
Thank you, Mars. I appreciate it. Now that we've gone through some of the parts workflows, I'm going to go over some of our new technician-centered innovation. So we all know technicians are the heartbeat of the service department. Their time is the biggest thing that we have to sell as far as service, right? If they're not repairing cars, we're not making any money on the fixed op side. So we're concentrating on making newer workflows and servicing new functionality into the fixed op suite to allow them to process ROs faster. In a couple minutes, I'll go through a demo of how we're enabling them to clock in and out on ROs faster and more efficiently. Then we'll also see more workflows following later in the year with Tech Workbench and even into dispatching. And along with that, I'm also going to show a little sneak peek into an AI-assisted story generation that we're putting into the technician workflow, just to allow them to really quickly generate a cause and correction and get on with the repair order. We give you a nice reminder to say, hey, you are running time on repair, 112, 152. And so from here as the technician, it gives me a reminder that I need to get back to it. I can also click just right here and I can pause it. I can click hold for customer, hold for parts or other reasons. Or if I've answered the question, I can just click view repair order and jump right back into the repair order I was doing. And then once back at the repair order, you can go ahead and finish the 3 C's, populate your cause and correction, and then complete the repair. So with that, now I'm going to go ahead and transition and show you the demo of the AI insights we were talking about, where we're going to provide a little AI help to allow technicians to create their cause and correction a little faster and make that cycle time on the RO hopefully a lot faster. As I mentioned, we were going to give you a sneak peek into some new AI enhancements. So now as a technician, I've completed the time, I've logged my time, or I've completed the repair and I've logged my time. I can go ahead and click on not the detail page, but the 3C section. Once I click on 3Cs, you can see now as I'm going to enter in the cause, we've automatically suggested a few things based on what's happened with the repair line. So as I was checking the brake fluid, I realized that the master cylinder is leaking, and maybe the brake pad wear sensor had failed. So I can click those, I can click rephrase, and then AI will quickly generate a nice cause for me. Now once that's done, I can go down to the correction, and with one click, our AI model will look at their line, look at the parts used, and all of the details, and then provide a nice correction. Once the correction is generated, you do have the opportunity to go back. I can delete a line. I can also add other things like I cleaned the windows and removed a wasp's nest. And then I can click rephrase and it'll make that part of the correction. And then with that, I can click save. And now I have my cause, my correction in there, and that line is ready to be marked as completed. And as you can see, as I click save, it's already marked done. And we're ready to go to the next one. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it back over to Kim.
All right, thanks, Dave. So as you can see, there's a lot to be excited about, a lot of new innovation. So we want to thank you all for participating and giving us the time. We are going to stick around and answer a few questions. So remember, you can type those in to the Q&A and we'll go ahead and answer as many as we can. Okay, so let me go through some of the questions that we have. They, of course, kind of go in order as we presented. So the first ones are for me since I was first. So there was one that said, does Ava really book appointments or does it just collect information and pass it on to someone? And it does actually book appointments. So it is utilizing both your capacity settings, your availability as far as, whatever capacities you have set up, the transportation type. So it's utilizing, all of that in real time and does actually schedule an appointment. So, one of the big values with Ava is it will not allow you to overbook because it's utilizing what you have set up in your, in your dealership capacities. Another question that was asked is, are these features available to dealers in Canada as well? How does a dealer enroll in the online appointment scheduling? So I'll start with the online appointment scheduling. It is available Canada and US. And as far as enrolling, there's a couple of different ways. We have a product that we've been selling for quite some time called CDK Service, and the scheduling is a part of that. However, we've also made it as a part of our foundation suite. So when you renew the DMS and you move over to our new suite, the foundation suite, the scheduling is part of our core service solution now. So the online scheduling, we have a new in-store scheduling as well. All of those detailed capacity settings are all part of that. So you'll get that. So there's several different ways. And then as far as Canada, the online is, I'm going to assume maybe the question was also about Ava. That is also available in Canada. And then the other thing that I talked about was the Google integration. The Google integration is available. We are rolling it out in phases, and we have not rolled it out to any dealers in Canada yet, but that will be coming. It's just because we're doing it in phases. So I think I answered all of that question. Another question about appointment was, does the appointment confirmation give the option to save to Outlook or other calendars? And it does. It will allow the customer to save it in their Google, Outlook, Yahoo, Apple calendar. So when they get that confirmation at the very end of scheduling the appointment, it gives them that option to save it into their calendar. One other one that was for the appointment is Ava only on the chat Is Ava only for chat on the website, or can it work over text or other channels too? So Ava has many different channels. It's phone, it's chat, it's text. So pretty much any way that your customer would want to contact your dealer to get an appointment scheduled, Ava can help you with that. And really just, it's not eliminating your people, it's taking some of the tasks off of their plate and allowing them to, you know, perhaps if it's an advisor, instead of them answering a call for a customer scheduling an appointment, it allows them to, you know, help the customer who's standing in front of them, while Ava can handle, you know, that that appointment schedule. So the next question, Mars, it's for you. I'm assuming it's for you because it came next. It says, when will these new modern workflows be available? So I'm assuming it's talking about the parts workflows that you shared.
Thanks, Kim. The modernization is actually rolling out in phases, so we can make sure each workflow is solid before scaling broadly. So those pilots are helping us fine-tune the experience and validate performance. Right now, we're in pilot with a group of dealers testing 2 core workflows. Those are the parts maintenance and special order requests. Later this month, we'll begin piloting the service parts counter and then the retail parts counter in November. Once those pilots conclude, we'll expand to additional dealerships in November and December, followed by broader availability through Unify in early 2026. So hopefully that resolves any questions around the timing for the workflows. Thank you.
Thanks, Mars. Okay, one more for you. What are some of the biggest differences that dealers will notice between Drive and the new parts workflows?
That's a great question. It's actually probably the one we hear the most. The biggest difference that dealers will notice right away is that these aren't just refreshed Drive screens, they're truly reimagined workflows. So a couple of things I'd highlight. We've really focused on providing a simple, intuitive user interface, which should facilitate a much more streamlined training for new employees. So in the new system, things are fast, visual, and intuitive. Everything is role-based and action-driven. You can search, quote, sell, and manage parts from a single workspace. And I'd also touch on the automatic SOR creation and the fact that repair order visibility, those are both built into the experience. So it really feels very modern, behaves the way users expect software to behave today: responsive, searchable, and transparent. You can see audit trails, sales history, and super sessions all at a glance. I would say the difference really comes down to this. Drive is very powerful, but it required a lot of knowledge. The new workflows make that power accessible to everyone: faster, cleaner, and ready for what's next, like AI insights.
Awesome. Thanks, Mars. So Dave, next one's for you.
All right.
And I'm assuming this is for the tech time. Can multiple technicians run time on a single line?
Yeah, they can. They can both click the button and run time separately on separate workstations, and they'll both get the little acknowledgement if they should leave and the reminder. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. And then another one for you. Does the system learn over time? I'm assuming this is about the AI piece. Does the system learn over time? Like if we keep seeing the same issue on a certain model, will it start suggesting that earlier?
Yeah, and we're hoping, like now with a larger data set, we can start to kind of surface those quicker. But as the model's used and the chips are selected, it's all fed back. And so the model will get faster over time, and more accurate. And in the next couple of weeks, we should see some feedback. So we're going to have a thumbs up and thumbs down implemented, just to give an easier way for users to provide direct feedback and how they're appreciating the assistance or not.
Awesome. So this one I'm going to ask both of you. I'm not sure who it was directed to, but it says, how can I sign up to participate in pilot programs? So Dave, you go first.
You could email Kim. Please just reach out. Like we would love to get more pilot feedback, more interaction, right? You could email myself, dave.duncan@cdk.com, or reach out to your CSM, your salesperson. They all know how to get a hold of us, because we would love to evaluate the tech fit and make sure that it's appropriate for you at this time, and then definitely get it enabled and get some feedback.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, as of right now, there's only one question left. And so Jay, I'm going to make you answer this one.
Okay.
So get ready now. So it says, are there other areas that you're looking to expand the use of AI? So we talked, I talked about Ava for scheduling. Dave talked about AI for the cause and correction story creation. So basically, are there other areas that we're currently expanding?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that question, Kim. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today, by the way. At CDK, we're making heavy investments in AI across all our portfolios, specifically in fixed ops, as you saw in the earlier demos. In addition to the tech time and deployment AI integrated experiences, a few things you'll see us get ready for and hopefully showcase at NADA is going to be a revamp of our predictive service model, which essentially will show you inspection points for a technician in addition to the basic work that you would probably be assessing. It's taking external data such as geography, driving patterns. So we are extending that pretty extensively as we speak. Other areas are AI summaries that are based by the persona. So if you are a service advisor, you'll see a summary for a customer, for a repair order for a vehicle in the context of the task that you're doing. The same with parts around invoices, customers. So stay tuned for a lot of really good updates on just making your jobs be a little bit easier so you can focus on the customers.
Awesome. So yeah, it's exciting things coming. So after seeing today, I would encourage you, hey, if you're coming to NADA in Vegas, we'll have a lot more to show. So it's pretty exciting, and I just want to say there's no more questions. So I'm just going to thank all of you for joining today and for all the great questions. We're, as you could hear from us, we're really excited about what's ahead. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your feedback. So if you think of anything else after the session, feel free to reach out. We'd love to, keep the conversation going. So thank you, everyone.